Manchester United has rejected an initial 50 million euros bid for Alejandro Garnacho from Napoli, according to reports that are just coming in. But should Man United proceed and sell the youngster, who looks impressive if the past two big games are anything to go by? Welcome to the United Sport. Like, share, and subscribe as we get into this transfer talk, guys. Alejandro Garnacho might be seriously on his way out as Antonio Conte has identified him as the perfect replacement for Vika Kvaratskhelia, who is bound to join Paris Saint-Germain. So reports that have just come in do suggest that Napoli put together a bid of 50 million euros, including add-ons, offered it to Man United. United say that's less than our valuation of the player because United seem to be holding out for at least 50 million pounds. That's the fee that United might be able to take, at least according to the books that they have and the math they have done. It is the profit they want to take because do remember that any money for Alejandro Garnacho is share profit. It's absolute profit. So the situation, of course, comes in at an interesting time because, first of all, Alejandro Garnacho is looking rejuvenated. If the past two games are anything to go by, his cameo off the bench against Liverpool, the assist he made to Ahmad Diallo, in 20 minutes he came and was a game changer, and then comes up there with a beautiful assist after starting against Arsenal. People will be feeling that this boy now is no longer selfish because the only thing about his game has always been the selfishness and maybe at times the lack of maturity or the lack of concern while he plays, not really playing for the team and playing for himself. But honestly, if the past two games are anything to go by, Garnacho has been playing for the team. And that's exactly what you want. He's a young player with a lot of talent, immense potential. He scores goals, makes assists. As we speak right now, he has got 7 goals and 4 assists in all competitions for Man United this season, better than anyone else. So certainly he has got reason to make a case for himself as a player who should be in the future plans of Man United. But as it looks now, it seems Ruben Amorim does really want a player who is more natural for his system, who fits more naturally into his system, whereas he can work with Garnacho and work on him to try and get him to fit in proper. Perhaps I think even for Garnacho, the kind of football he wants to play, he enjoys it more wide than narrow. I mean than inside. So he probably feels he should be. I mean, because players really sometimes do want certain things for their careers. Because I'll give you an example of Renato Veiga of Chelsea, who, according to Enzo Maresca, should be comfortable playing multiple positions. But for him, he wants to leave because he wants to play as a centre back. As a player, he feels his best position is centre back. At Chelsea, they play him as a full back at times, so he's not really happy with it. So even for Garnacho, we might all feel that maybe he's improving and shouldn't be let go of. But as a player in the system that United is going to play going forward under Ruben Amorim, he might not feel it suits what he wants to achieve as a footballer, and that's why he might also choose to move on. So the possibility of selling him is not really far-fetched. It's probably imminent. It's bound to happen. I'm certain that Napoli will come up with bid number 2 if they are serious about him, and and go for him and just go fully for it, because I don't think 50 million pounds is money they might fail to get, because from PSG alone Napoli will get about 80 million euros for Kvaratskhelia. So certainly they would have the money to find a replacement because their season is looking good. They are leading the Italian Serie A log. They certainly want to boost their squad and replace such an important player like Vika Kvaratskhelia. So it's probably, I mean, bound to happen. Of course, the sections of Man United supporters will be feeling not happy about this. They will be feeling undone because of how we love Garnacho, what he has shown already. I've told you his numbers. In the Premier League, he has scored 3 and assisted once. He's one of our better performers in terms of goals in what is a terrible season, a forgettable season for United. But again, the financial fair play and PSR rules do stipulate that I think, without a doubt, Man United have got to sacrifice. And if Garnacho is the player who's going to be sacrificed for 50 million, and already United is being linked with players like Douglas, Nene Dogeles, who looks like a player that perhaps suits Ruben Amorim more naturally than Garnacho would. So you look at it and you're thinking, it would make sense, because if Man United sold Garnacho for 50 million pounds, uh, that's money that can get them two players, perhaps Dogeles and Dogu. So from just the sale of Garnacho, Man United can be able to solve two crucial positions: the wing back and a 10, a creative player that will be the replacement for Garnacho himself. So you think of it, and you're thinking perhaps it could be a worthy sacrifice for me. I have no doubt in it. I love Garnacho, nothing against him, but understanding where the club is at right now, 50 million pounds now in this January, and the players United is linked with, and how cheap they seem to be, you take the money. I mean, so let's wait and see for bid number two. Let's wait for bid number two, because I'm certain it's going to come in. It's bound to come in anytime uh, from Napoli. So that's why, in terms of Marcus Rashford, I think what looks like the likely destination, I think, is AC Milan. But I've been thinking really critically about it, and I'm going, does AC Milan really suit Marcus Rashford? Does it suit Marcus Rashford? Because Milan has got Rafael Leao, who plays the Rashford position where he loves and enjoys to play, off the left as an inverted winger. And I'm thinking, is Rashford going to be competing with Rafael Leao? Is he really going to, or couldn't we end up with a scenario that Mbappe faced with Vinicius Junior at Real Madrid? Until now, Carlo Ancelotti is struggling to find a proper solution for that. Mbappe plays best flying off the left, so does Vinicius Junior. So who then do you prioritize? Then you have to compromise on one and push them into a role that is perhaps not exactly theirs. Then I don't think it really serves the club any good, unless Rashford would be willing to be converted into a number nine. But again, that would take time. For a player who is brought on loan, there is no time to try and convert him into a new role. You want him to come and shine in his natural position. So AC Milan seems to be the most advanced of all the teams linked with Rashford. But you think about it and you're like, for the player, does it suit him? But again, I mean, and really, not that I care really. As a United fan, all I would care about is Rashford leaving, and we get that money, secure that, or free that wage bill a bit, ease it a bit, so that we move on with new signings. But just talk about it. I mean, would he fit into AC Milan? Well, which team would he fit? I would think it would perhaps fit more. Now, if Napoli are serious about Garnacho, then certainly even Napoli is not for him. He's not going to go to Napoli and still compete with Garnacho again, because they were still competing for the same position before, especially under Eric Ten Hag. So I will cancel out Napoli as well. So maybe Borussia Dortmund. Maybe I think his speed would, I think, take the Bundesliga by storm, perhaps. So it's interesting to see where he'll go. But there we are. Man United bid number one rejected. For me, it's a positive, because at least there is a bid for a United player. I mean, how long have we just been talking about players we could sell, and nothing really is coming in? It seems this bid was seriously put in, and more are expected. My name is Webb. Subscribe, and let me catch you later.